Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Java by MK. So today I'm going to explain JSON Web Token in Spring Boot application. How we configure JWT in Spring Security. We will understand that. So we know that JWT generates token, and that token is used as a authorization header. In the authorization header, whenever we call any APIs. So to secure all the APIs in the backend, we use token, and that token is generated by JWT. So we know that we enable Spring security using enable web security annotation, and we also have one class that is web security adapter, this web security adapter class. So these two functionality makes our Spring Boot application enabled with Spring Security. So I will means I will have a Spring Boot application, and I will explain the that project. But before that, I will explain the low level design, so that when I jump into the code, it will be clear, and to understand what I'm going to run and execute. So we have this home controller. This controller will have two APIs: home API and authenticate API. So authenticate is the one that is going to generate the token. This is a post request, and this is going to basically give us the token. How we are doing it, we will understand when we will jump to the code part. And the second part is home. So home is one of the APIs. We can have multiple APIs that we want to secure. So you will see that this is the basically the API that we are going to secure using JWT. And there could be n number of APIs that we want to secure. Okay, this is just one sample API that I'm going to explain. And then we have security configuration class, which will have configuration annotation, and which will also have enable web security. So this is a mandatory. If you want to make your Spring Boot application have the Spring Security, then you need to have this enable web security, and you need to extend this web security configurer adapter. In later newer version of Spring Boot, this has been depreciated, but now we can use the lower version of Spring Boot, and it is relevant. Okay, so then we have this user service one, which is basically an interface, and it will implement user detail service. So we know that we use JWT to authenticate the user. So basically uh, the user will be in form of string. So you can see the user will be in form of string, and we will use user detail service API interface, which is a part of Spring Security only, and we will pass one string username. This username is basically we need to authenticate, and once this user is authenticated, then we will generate the token. Okay, so this is very simple. Like, you have a username, and that user, whether that user is authenticated user or not, we will check through JWT. And we then have two model class, JWT request, and we have JWT response. So this is having username and password, and this will have the string JWT token. Okay, so basically, I in nutshell, I can say that I have one user who we have to authenticate. So we will authenticate this user, and also once user is validated, we will generate the token, and then that token will be used as a authorization header in all APIs. Okay, and we have this is the utility class from which we will generate the token. We will validate the token from the user. We will get the token like this. And we have JWT filter. Okay, so JWT filter is also extending once per request filter. So basically, when you start the application, that time only the request will go to filter, and all whatever you will write in the filter, that will be executed first. Okay, so we will go to the code now. So see, as explained, I have this security configuration class, which is having enable web security, and this have multiple configure methods. Okay, So see, use this authentication manager dot user detail service and user service. So this is auto wired, and in the user service we have this user, that this is the inbuilt one only, which takes string. See, this username we will pass here. We will give this admin. I have hard coded this as of now, but this admin and password we have given here, and whenever this load user by username will be called, then we will return this admin and password here, from here. Okay, so next part is we have JWT filter, which I will explain later. So this is the username and password is there, and we have, so uh, see, now I'm going to this home controller, and you will see we have authenticate API. So this authenticate API is basically uh, generates the token. Okay, so how it is generating the token? See, we have authentication manager and authenticate. So this authentication manager, this is taking two input, this username and password. So this authenticate API is a post call. Okay, and this request bot is JWT request. So once the username and password will be given here, that then authentication manager dot authenticate is responsible to validate whether the user is authenticated or not. Okay, so once the user gets authenticated, we will get the user details from this username, and from user, once we get the user details, we will generate the token. See, JWT generate token. If this is a this generate token code is basically using claims, and claims is a inbuilt. Okay, 1 minute. So you can see that this claims is inbuilt, class only, interface only. Okay, so this JWT utility is a standard code only. Okay, so okay, so I ran the application now, and you will see I have the postman with me, and see, this is the authenticate API, and this is the post, and we are passing the username and password. Now you will see that this token is generated. Okay, so once this token is generated, see how this token is generated. You can see from here only that generate token. So here you can see that we have given expiration date, what kind of signature algorithm we are using, everything we have given in JWT utility class only. Okay, so you can see we have multiple method here: generate token, get all claims, validate. So all these methods and what kind of signature will be used. So once we have this, okay, so I have copied the token here from here, and I will paste it here. Okay, so once I have pasted, you can see that I have got admin is the user subject, and expiry and date is given here. Okay, so this basically token is having this many of information. We can check from jwt.io. Okay, so now moving ahead. So okay, so before you authenticate all other APIs, you have to disable your authenticate API. Okay, so this you have to disable your authenticate API in order to make all other APIs secured. Okay, so first you disable this authorize request, permit all, and other than this, any request needs to be authenticated, and session management we have to make it as stateless. Okay, so in the next part I will give the live demo of how we are using bearer token to authenticate all the APIs. So in this video it is not possible to cover that part, so we will connect in next part. Thank you for watching.